How's it going, everybody? My name is Adam for Betting Expert. Today I'm taking you through my extensive analysis for this weekend's UFC Fight Island 5's main event, Cory Sandhagen versus Marlon Moraes. I think I got my eye on some great value, so without further ado, let's just get straight into it. My pick for the main event is Moraes. I'm going with the underdog in this fight, and I'm going to be covering a few reasons why I think he actually has some great value right now. He has odds of about 2.25. And since I think this actually should be a pick'em fight, I think the value, of course, lies with the dog. First of all, punching power. We know that in these sort of matchups where we have a volume striker coming up against a power puncher, the judges, as of late at least, seem to value the power punches more than the volume. So I think that is something that can actually favor Moraes if this fight hits the scorecards. Also, if we just look at the striking, I think that Moraes actually will be able to stand and trade with Sandhagen. He's good at mixing up his strikes to the head, body, and legs, which is something that I value very highly. I covered this point also in my last video, where I also picked Holly Holm to beat Aldana for some of the similar reasons. Good at switching up and good at having variation in the striking. I think that's a really good factor in this fight. Second of all, experience. Moraes has twice as many pro fights as his opponent here, Cory Sandhagen. I think that has to count for something. We just saw Jan Blachowicz beat Dominic Reyes, and I actually think his experience was something that led to his victory in that fight. So I do value his experience highly in this matchup, and Sandhagen is still fairly new in the sport, so I think that's an advantage for Moraes. And then this matchup overall, I mean, Sandhagen is the kind of guy who's so confident in his own striking that he's kind of willing to just stand right in front of his opponents in boxing range and just trade with them. And while we do see him land a lot of on his opponents with his high volume, we've also seen him eat a lot of big shots in his career. He does absorb quite a lot, about 4 strikes on average every minute. I think that's pretty significant against a guy like Moraes, who has that sort of one-punch knockout power. So I think this confidence in Sandhagen actually favors Moraes in this matchup. Now let's take a look at the stock market, as I like to call it. So we have a lot of money coming in on Sandhagen right now. And he is the favorite in this matchup, which I don't really understand why, because he just lost his last fight, his real first test in the UFC against Aljamain Sterling. He was submitted easily in the first round, and now I can get plus money on Marlon Moraes in a strikers matchup. And this is actually the best value we've ever been able to get on Moraes, despite the fact that he's coming off a win, a close win, but still a win over Jose Aldo in a fight where he actually overcame some of the things that he fell to in the Cejudo fight. So that's great improvement from Moraes. But I mean, it seems like the casual bettors are treating his split decision win over Aldo as a loss. I guess that's why we can get plus money on him. I don't agree with that notion. I think I think you can say that he won that fight against Aldo. And he was really good at fighting on the back foot. He looked like he'd worked on some of his issues. I do see him maybe being on the back foot in some of the later rounds, once he maybe starts to get a bit tired. But in the opening first rounds, I think that he will be able to establish octagon authority and just maybe chase Sandhagen a bit around. So all in all, I don't see how it is justifiable to make Moraes a underdog in any strikers matchup. Basically, even against Petr Yan, I would put him as at pick'em odds, because he's just so dangerous with his striking, and kicks, knees, elbows, he can hit you with anything, and he can even mix in some takedowns. He even took down Jose Aldo, who has legendary takedown defense. So I mean, I think the value is this is just a dog or pass fight for me, which is why I'm going with the underdog in this fight. I don't see any value in Sandhagen as the favorite here when he just flunked his first test at the top of the division against Sterling. I know that was a different grappling matchup, but I mean, yeah, I don't see him being the rightful favorite here in a pure strikers matchup against Moraes, who's a very dangerous striker. So going with Moraes for this one. Alright guys, that was all from me. Closing out here from Betting Expert. As always, please remember to always gamble responsibly. Enjoy the fights and this weekend's UFC action. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your own predictions, comments, thoughts. Whether you agree or disagree with my picks, leave comments down below. I'll see you guys next time.